Welcome, CSEC scholars. Welcome to another Midnight Oil series. And as usual, we're going to be doing our multiple choice paper one. So CSEC multiple choice or paper one. And we'll be doing 60 questions tonight. So before we dive into that, let's just play the schedule of classes. Remember, we have 5 live PEP classes per week and 6 live CSEC classes per week. So here's the schedule. Hello, CSEC math students. I know you are busy preparing for your math tests and your CSEC exams come up. I have a very important to ask you. Do you like my new hat? Thank you. Now, another important question. Have you ever gotten a math problem simply because of making one little mistake? I'm sure you have, as thousands of other students have. Now, in this series, we're going to be looking at the common mistakes that students make with the topics in CSEC math. We're going to look at the common errors, mystify everything, make sure every video in this series so that you can avoid making mistakes. So stay tuned. Most times when students get problems wrong in mathematics is as a result of one single error or one mistake. Well, this is absolute, and we're going to look at the common errors that students make in the different topics in mathematics. If we know the errors beforehand, certain avoid. Are you ready? Come on, take. All right, scholars, let's get going. I want to invite my studio crew to join me on screen. At present, we have Asar with us. Welcome, Asar. Hopefully, some other scholars will be able to join us later. All right, now, so let me share my screen. Are you there, Asar?
Yes, miss.
All right, let me share my screen so we can get started. So remember that the CSEC multiple choice paper has 60 questions with 4 options each to choose from, and no calculator is allowed. So you have to be able to work these problems out on your own without the benefit of a calculator. And this is why I tell students, don't take anything for granted. Even some of the basic topics that you do in grade 5, grade 6, make sure you're able to work them on your own. For example, percentage,
fractions, ratio, decimals, you're going to get these questions in CSEC in the multiple choice. Your knowledge of these things is very important. And I have always felt that a lot of students fail CSEC math because they take this area for granted. They feel like they don't need to spend any time on these basic things because they already covered them in primary school. But the thing is, this basic knowledge is important. And not only that, you have to be able to do it without the use of a calculator. So make sure you sharpen up those skills. And that's what this midnight or class is all about. The paper that we're going to be doing tonight, actually this morning, so a new day has started. It is now Friday, January 14th. We're 7 minutes into the new day. The paper that we'll be doing is the January 3rd, 2007 paper from the Caribbean Examinations Council. All right, Asar, can you read question one for me, please?
The exact value of 6 di- divided by 0.0003.
All right, how would you approach this question?
6 divided by 3 is 2. So what we have to do is say 6 multiplied by what? Well, in a different way. We would want to get 3 to be a whole number.
Mm-hmm.
So we multiply it by 4, 10,
Multi-
10,000 to make it a whole number.
All right, so we'll be moving 4 places to the right. So we're multiplying the 0.0003 by 10,000, and that becomes 3. Okay.
And then
And
6 by 10,000, and that becomes 60,000.
okay. So this is what we're really working with. All right.
And that makes it easier. So 6 divided by 3 is 2, 0 divided by
Mm-hmm.
3 is 0, and 0 divided by 3 is 0. And the same for the other two zeros, so you just put it back. So the
All
answer
right.
is
So
C, 20,000.
all right. So that is C. Okay. First one down. Just 59 to go. All right. So number two, 0.0346, written in standard form. So when we're writing in standard form, we want to have one digit to the left of the decimal point. I mean, we only want a digit in the ones place and everything else as a decimal. And then we're going to multiply that by 10 times, or 10 to the power of any number of places that we would have to move to get back to the original. So in other words, we want 3. 3 is the first digit there. We want 3.46. So times 10 to what power? How many places? How many places would we need to move back to get it? Sorry, in this case, we'll be moving back to the left to get it to where it was. So if we're putting the decimal here, no, we would have to move back 2 places to get it to where it originally was. So since we have to move back to the left, it's negative, so that would be 10 to the negative 2. And that is D. All right, SR number 3.
Fractions go from, decimals go from
Sorry,
tens.
read the question, please.
Express 0.12 as a fraction in its lowest terms. To write 0.12 as a fraction, we put the numbers after the decimal point and we count up how many there are.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one of them, then we say it's in the tens place.
Mm-hmm.
So we put 10, and if it's two of them, we say it's in the hundredth place. So we put two zeros. So under the 12, we put two zeros.
All right. So because it's two digits, 1 and 2, we put it over um 2 zeros, 100. So now we just need to cancel that down.
4 into 12 goes 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
4 into 100 goes 25 times.
Okay. Very good.
So the answer is D.
Which letter?
D.
Okay, so that is D. All right. So we have number 4, the square root of 17 squared minus 15 squared. All right, so let's work out 17 squared. That would be 17 times 17. So 7 sevens 49, 7 1, 7 and 4, 11, 1 7 7, 1 1 1. So we get 289 and 15 squared. 15 squared is 15 times 15. 5 5 25, 5 1 5, and 2 7, 1 5 5, 1 1 1. So when we subtract those, 64, and the square root 4 is 8. All right, so the answer for that would be C.
John, Peter, and Mary shared a sum of money.
Give me a second. Hold on. Let me go back to that number. Hold on. All right, so my freezing. Okay, so that's number 5.
John, Peter, and Mary shared a sum of money in the ratio 249. John and Peter together
2,
received
sorry.
360.
How we read the ratio 2 to 4 to 9.
2 to 49. John and Peter together received $360. How much money in all was shared? John had $2.
Well, not
John
$2.
had the
John
ratio
had
2.
the unit value of John's ratio was 2. Okay.
Peter's unit was 4 and Mary's is 9.
Mm-hmm. So, how do we work out how much money in all was shared?
So, John and Peter. So, 6 out of 9 multiplied by 360.
Would that give us? Remember, 360 is not the total. We want to find the total. 360 represents John and Peter together. So the 2 and the 4. These two would be the 360. So what we need to do is to add the 2 and the 4, and we get 6. And since John and Peter together is 36, John and Peter's ratio together is 6. So we divide that 360 by 6, and we get 60. 60 is the unit value of the ratio. So to find the total money now, it will be the 2 plus 4 plus 9 times that 60. So work out what's 2 plus 4 plus 9.
15.
And multiply the 60. So we'd get some. Walk me through this multiplication.
0 times 5 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. And you add a 0. 6 times 5 is 30. Leave the 0 and put the 3. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 3 is 9. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. And 9.
So that is what D. All right. So this is so remember, we would if we're told that the 360 was the total, and we wanted John and Peter's share together, yes, we would add them and put that over the full 15 times 360, but that's not the case. We're only given John and Peter's amount, so we have to add up John and Peter's unit values and divide the 360 by that to get the unit value for the entire ratio. And then we multiply the sum of the ratios by the unit value of the ratio to get the total. Number 6, express 4 and 3/8 as a decimal correct to 3 significant figures. So we know it's going to start with a 4 because that's a whole number. So we really need to work out the 3/8 as a decimal. And when we're changing a fraction to a decimal, we're dividing the numerator and denominator. So 8 into 3, you can't, so you put a 0 and start a decimal. Add a 0 there. Here, 8 into 30 goes 3 times. Remainder 6. Add 0. 8 into 60 goes times. Remainder 8 into 60 goes 7 times. Remainder 4. Add a 0. 8 into 40 goes 5. So they want us to round 3 significant figures. So remember, there's a 4 here, a 4 as a whole number. So 4.375. So 3 significant figures will be 1, 2, 3. So we're rounding in here. This is 5. Add 1 to that, so it is 4.38. And that is C. All right, number 7, sir.
What is the highest common factor of the set of numbers?
Call the numbers.
54, 72, and 90.
What do we mean by the highest common factor?
The highest number that can go into all of them.
All right. So what's the highest number that can go into those 3? Morning, Ngozi, welcome. What's the highest number that can go into 52, 54, 72, and 90 from the options given?
Um.
So we know
So
we can
18
eliminate these
times.
two, right?
Yes, miss.
Right. So is it 9 or 18? We know that 9 can go into,
Miss is 18.
all right, okay. Even though 9 can go into them, but 9 is not the highest common factor there. 18 can also go into each of these. So the highest common factor there is 18. Oh, why am I going back that way? All right, so we're at number 8, and it's negative a half to the third power. So when we're multiplying something to the third power, so we're multiplying it by itself 3 times. So that would be negative a half times negative a half times negative a half. So the negative times negative gives positive, and then that positive times another negative will be negative. A half times a half times a half is 1/8. So it will be negative 1/8, which is A. All right, number 9.
What is the value of the if the digit 2 in the number 48.621? The value of the 2 is 100.
All right, so it's 2 decimal places away from the point. So that's 2 hundredths. All right. Number 10, by the distributive law, 49 times 17 plus 49 times 3. So we're retaining the 49. So 49 will be in the answer. And then we have 17 and 3. So that will be 49 times 20. So this will be D. All right, number 11.
In the Venn diagram above, the shaded area represents
All right, so how would we describe the shaded area?
P intersect
P intersect which of the
P
options?
A.
Oh, so P, so A says P complement. That's short there, P complement. And what does P complement mean?
What's not in P?
Okay, that's correct. So if we notice, this is P, it's not shaded, and everything else is shaded. So what's shaded is not in P. So that's P complement. Complement is a little stroke to the top there. That means not in. Number 12, in the figure above, X represents the set of multiples of 4, and Y represents the set of multiples of 5. The shaded region represents set of all multiples of. All right, so where are the multiples of 4 cross the multiples of 5, well, those would be numbers that 20 can go into, because 4 times 5 is 20. So whatever in this region where the numbers that 4 can go into cross over the numbers that 5 can go into, 20 can automatically go into those numbers, because 4 5s give 20. All right, number 13, Asar.
In which one of the following Venn diagrams is the region A union B
No,
complement
A
shape?
intersect, B complement.
Intersect B complement
So this is
shaded.
what they have for those who can't make it out. So they have A intersect B complement. What do we mean by A intersect B complement? We mean
Was
what's in A but not where it overlaps with B. So in other words, A only. So which one would show A only?
C?
Correct. So if you notice, C is the part of A, but not this part of A that intersects with B. Just A only. Number 14, A is factors of 30. B, prime numbers less than 10. And C, even whole numbers less than 10. So the number in A intersect B intersects C. So let's list those. So for set A, factors of 30, which numbers can go into 30? So we know we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, and 30. These are all the factors. Set B says prime numbers less than 10. So the prime numbers less than 2, 3, 5, and then set C says even whole numbers less than 10. The even whole numbers less than 10 would be 2, 4, 6, and 8. So they want where A intersects C. So what is in all three? We know that 2 is in all three. Yeah, so here's 2, here's 2, and there is 2. So 2 is the number of, see, n, see that n there, the number of elements that is in all three. So they're not asking which element is in all three of them. They're asking the number of elements, how many elements are in all three. So it's only 2 that's in all of them. So the answer is 1. One number is in all three. Okay, number.
If P sweets cost Q cents, then the cost of one sweet is P divided by Q.
Would you divide the sweets by the cents to work out the cost of one sweet? Or would you divide the cents by the number of sweets?
Miss, I
If you're
think the
saying,
sweets divided by the cents.
so if I buy 4 sweets for $1, if I buy 4 sweets for let's say $8, the cost of one sweet would be 4 divided by 8. That's a half $1. Or would it be the $8 divided by 4? $2 each. So we're to divide the money by the number of items to see how much money for each item. So what would be the answer there?
Q divided by P.
Okay. All right, number 16. A dress which costs $180 is being sold at a discount of 10%. The amount of the discount is, so they only want the discount. How much is the discount? So it's 10% of $80 of 180. So 10 over times 180. Right, and that's zero cancel that one. This zero cancel that one. So that's $18. And that's number 17.
An article bought for $125 was sold for $175. The percentage profit was 125 over 175 multiplied by
So you're saying to work out the percentage profit, you're putting the cost price over the selling price times 100. Shouldn't you put the profit over the cost price times 100? So first work out what's the profit, how we're going to work that.
how much the profit was.
Yeah, how do I work the profit?
175 subtracted by 125.
Which gives what?
$50.
All right, so this is the profit. Okay, this is the profit. So we're to put the profit now over the cost price. So 50 over the, what's the cost price?
125.
All right, and that now we must multiply by 100. So tell me what to cancel.
One 125 divided by 25 goes 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
And 100 divided by 25 goes 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
50 times 4 is 200 divided by
Can we
5.
cancel here?
Yes, miss. 5 into 10 goes, 5 into 50 goes 10 times.
All
And 10
right.
times 4 is 40%.
All right, so that's 40%. Number 18. The table above shows the marks obtained by 50 students in a test. What is the probability that a student chosen at random would have obtained a score less than 5? So the number of students, we have to add the number of students. So 5 plus 2, 7 plus 3, 10, 14, 20. Oh, they told us. Why am I giving myself extra work? So they told us 50 students. All right. So the probability of a student chosen at random obtaining less than 5. So less than 5 would be from here go down. From 4 go down. So it would be 6 and 4, 10, 13, 15, 20. So that's 20 over the sorry. 20 over the 50, which cancels down, zeros cancel, that's 2/5. All right, number 19, sorry.
The above table shows the rates charged by an insurance company. How much will a person pay for his insurance if the house is valued at 50,000 and the contents at 10,000?
All right, so 25 cents per $1,000. How do you work this?
His house is valued at 50,000.
Mm-hmm.
So
So this is what?
uh,
The house is 50,000 and the contents are 10,000. So for the house, says this times the house, that's 50. And those 4 cancel 4. So we have 125. And then the so why I put 25 over 10,000? So this is cents, this is dollars. So I changed the $100 to cents. For the contents is 50 cents per $100. So 50 100 times the 10,000 here for the contents. The content is $10,000. So those, see, so it will be the 125 plus the 50. That's 175. So that's D. All right, read number 20 for me, please.
Tom bought a pen for $60 and sold it to gain 20% of his cost price. How much money did he gain?
All right, what am I to do?
He gained 20%. So 20% of what number would give 60?
No, he gained 20% of $60. That's the profit he made. 20% of the $60.
And
They're not
20% of
asking.
60.
Yeah. So what would I set out?
20% of 60
So
plus
what should I write?
60. What do you mean?
How do I write 20% of 60?
20 over 100 times 60.
Okay. All right. So now I can cancel my zeros in. All right. So what am I left?
2 times 6 is 12.
All right. So that's $12. Because they only want to know the profit. How much did he gain? They're not asking how much did he sell it for. If they wanted to know how much he sold it for, we'd have to add the profit to the $60. But they just want to know how much did he gain. So what was the profit? All right, number 21. Mary invested $200 for 3 years at 5% per annum. John invested $300 at the same rate. if they both received the same amount of money in interest, for how many years did John invest his money? So let's work out Mary's simple interest. So we know the simple interest is the principal times the rate times the time over 100. So for Mary, principal was $200. Her cent and her time was 3 years over 100. So interest was 2 5 10 times 3, $30. John, now they're saying John invested $300, so that's his principal at the same rate as Mary, so the same 5%, and he got the same interest. So now they want how long John. So they want the time for John. So time is interest rate over the principal times the rate. So for John, his interest was the same as Mary's, the $30. So that times 100. His principal was dollars, and it's the same rate, same 5%. So to find John's time, zeros cancels. 30 goes 10, and 5 into 10 goes 2. So his time was 2 years. 2 years. Read number 22.
A woman buys a pair of shoes at a sale. She pays $60, saving $50 on the regular price. The percentage discount on the shoes is...
All right, so what should we do?
The regular price is $75. So
How do we do that?
6, because we added the normal price plus the amount of money she
Okay.
saved.
All right, so the regular price is how much she paid plus how much the discount she got. Okay, that's a regular $75. So they want the percentage discount.
And since she got $60, so that would be 60 over 75 as the fraction.
No, she paid $60. She saved 15. So this is the discount, the 15.
So
So it will be the discount over the original price.
15 over 75
Mm-hmm.
times 100.
Okay. Walk me through it.
15 into 75 goes 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
5 into 100 goes 20 times.
Okay. So my final
And
answer
then
is
20%.
20%. All right. Welcome, Imani. Is your mic working? I'm not hearing you, Imani.
Miss, it's lagging on my laptop, so the mic wasn't coming on. Sorry. Miss, I was saying good morning.
So Imani, as the next one. Number 23.
Okay, Miss. Number 23. Negative 2 times x minus 4. So, Miss, you'd use distributive law. So, negative 2 times x is negative 2x, and negative 2
Mm-hmm.
times negative 4 is positive 8. So, negative 2x plus 8, which is D.
All right. Okay. All right, Asar, number 24.
The total cost of 3 pens and 2 boxes is.
All right. So that's the cost. Let me expand it. Is X and the box is Y. X dollars, Y
The
dollars.
pens are x, so 3x
The pen is
plus
dollars. Mm-hmm.
3x plus
So 3.
2 bracket 5y.
Why isn't this coming on? Come on, come on, come on. Give me a minute. All right, so you're saying 3. 3 what?
3x
Mm-hmm.
L plus 2y.
All right. And that is
C.
C. All right. Imani, 25.
Okay, Miss. Number 25. 3a times a plus 2b minus b times 2a minus 3b. Miss, so we'd multiply the first bracket by 3a. So 3a times a is 3a squared
Mm-hmm.
plus 3a times 2b is 6ab
Mm-hmm.
minus, oh, we're going to multiply everything in the second bracket by negative b. So
Mm-hmm.
negative b times 2a is going to be um, negative 2ab,
Mm-hmm.
and negative b times negative 3b is going to be positive 3b squared.
Mm-hmm.
So there's there's something common that we can simplify. So it would be the 6ab minus the 2ab, which would leave us with
Mm-hmm.
4ab. So
So we write back the 3a squared and have ab in the middle. And what else?
so for so 3a squared plus 4ab plus 3b squared.
Which letter is that?
Miss, that would be B.
Okay. Sorry, number 26.
Given that a times b is equal to 2a
Sorry,
minus
that's not A
3b,
times B. A asterisk B.
given that a asterisk b is equal to 2a minus 3b, then 2 asterisk bracket -3 is equal to.
Mm-hmm.
So A
So they're saying A is 2 and B is -3. A is 2, B is -3. So plug them in here and work it.
2
Mm-hmm.
times 2
Mm-hmm.
minus 3 times 3 times -3.
Mm-hmm. Which would give what?
4 plus 9,
Mm-hmm.
which would give 13.
Which letter is that?
A.
Okay. All right. Image 7.
Okay, miss. Number 27. 2 bracket a squared b close
Could you
bracket.
guys speak up, please? Just speak up a bit.
Okay, miss. 2 brackets 2 times a squared b cubed. That's that's cubed. So,
Mm-hmm.
miss, um, I'm going to first the use distributive law for them. So it would be 2a squared b.
Your voice is breaking up, Imani.
Sorry, miss. 2a squared b, and then I'm going to cube them. So,
Remember
um,
the law of indices when you're raising powers to a power?
yes,
Instead of
miss.
expanding it out like that, you don't have to do that. You're raising square to cube. So what we do, we multiply the powers. You're raising a power to a power, multiply the powers. So the 2
Yes, miss.
remains
So,
because it wasn't in the bracket, right? So this power
yes, miss.
doesn't act on the 2. All right, so what does the a square become?
So the a squared becomes a to the sixth power,
Mm-hmm.
and the b becomes b to the third power since it's actually b to the one power.
All right. Okay, so we could have expanded like you said, right?
Yes,
And then
miss.
multiply them and add the indices, but there's a shortcut. Once you know the rules of the laws of indices,
Yes, miss.
you're raising a power to a power, you multiply the powers. So which letter has
Miss,
this answer there?
that would be b.
All right.
286. Yes, miss.
All right, Asar number 28.
Given that 2x plus 3 is greater than or equal to 9, the range of values of x is.
All right, so we have an inequality or inequation to solve. So we work it the same as an equation, really. All right, so what do I do?
So first, we can plug in the 3 that they give at the first answer. So 2 bracket 3
No,
bracket
no,
plus 3.
don't plug in. Solve equation
2x plus 3 is equal to 9.
is greater than or equal to 9. So how do I solve for x?
Yeah, so you'd put 2x plus 3 is equal to 9.
No, we don't have to change the inequation sign. You notice they all still have the greater than or equal to or greater than. We don't have to mess with the sign. Just move everything to the right and leave x. isolate x, we want x.
So 2x plus 2x greater than or equal to 9 minus 3.
Mm-hmm.
2x greater than or equal to 6.
Okay.
X is greater than or equal to 6 divided by 2.
Okay. Which is
So x is greater than or equal to 3.
all right. Which letter is that?
B.
Okay. Imani number 29.
Okay, miss. Number 29. Given that 3 times x minus 1 minus 2 times x minus 1 equals 7, the value of x is miss. So we're going to use distributive law for this question. So 3
Mm-hmm.
times x minus 1 is 3x minus 3, and
Mm-hmm.
negative 2 times x minus 1 is negative 2x plus 2, and that all equals
Mm-hmm.
7. So we're going to put the like term
Mm-hmm.
together. So we're putting the x's together. So 3x minus 2x plus 2 minus 3 equals 7. So 3x minus 2x is x.
All right, let
And
me group the like terms. So 3x minus
okay, miss.
2x. We put in the x's together. Minus 3 plus 2. All right. What's next?
Miss, so that would give us x minus 1 equals 7.
So
And
3x minus 2x is x. And
yes,
negative
miss.
3 plus 2 is negative 1. Mm-hmm.
So means we're going to add 1 to both sides to get rid of the 1 on the left.
Mm-hmm.
So then x would be equal to 8, which is C.
All right. So x equals. So x is equal to 8.
Yes, miss. Which is C.
All right, Asar, you're to the halfway mark. Number 30.
John has X
And we're
marbles.
exactly halfway in the class. Mm.
John
Go
has
ahead.
X marbles and Max has twice as many. Max gives John 5 of his marbles. How many marbles does Max now have? So John's amount of marbles are X.
All right. So that's John
They
has
say that
X.
they say that Max has twice as many as John. So 2x. And then John
All
gives him
right.
5 more, so 2x plus 5. So
All
the
right.
answer
So
is C.
2x plus 5. All right. So Asar just to number 30, which is halfway through the questions, and we are halfway through the time. So 1 hour has gone. So we have 30 questions to go and another hour to go. All right, Imani, item 31.
Okay, miss. Number 31. Item 31 refers to the following diagram. The area of the rectangle in centimeters squared is x squared. The equation that may be used to find the value of x is okay, miss. So that would mean so the area of a rectangle is length times width. So that would mean 2 times x minus 4 equals x squared. So we're going to um, use distributive also to, wait, what?
No, just look which one says that.
Oh,
They're not
okay.
distributing it, they're just saying what times what.
That would be A.
Correct. So 2 is the width and x minus 4 is the length. Width times length gives area of the rectangle. All right, Asar, number 32.
The mass in kilograms of a bag of rice is given as 10.6, correct to one decimal place. The range of values in which the actual mass lies is.
So what they're asking is, if we round something off to one decimal place, what are the values that we would have used? We don't know if we rounded it up or down, so they're giving us both. Which pair of these values could have rounded up and down to 10.6? That's what they're asking. So in order to round it down, it would have had to be what? And to round it up, it would have had to be what?
So to round it down, it would have had to been 10 point 10.55 to round it up, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And to round it down, it would have had to been 10.65.
So is it B or C? Because these two are pretty close. They're saying the same thing except for here, this is less than, and this is less than or equal to. So to round it to 10.6, would it have had to be less than 10.65 or less than or equal to 10.65?
Less than or equal to.
Correct, correct. Okay. Actually, I think it's the other one, Look at it. Yeah, it's the other one as well. Because to round it to 10.6, if it was equal to 0.65, it would round to 7. You see that? If we're rounding
Yes,
this to one decimal place and it's equal to this, so it will be B. All right, Imani, number 33.
Okay, Miss number 33. The volume of a cube whose edge is 6 centimeters long is Miss. So the volume of the volume of the cube, Miss. So
So a
that would
cube is a
be,
square box, right? A cube is a square
yes, Miss.
box.
Yes, Miss.
And let's say the edge. So we're pretending this is as usual. So that is 6. And in a cube, all edges are the same because it's a square
Yes,
box.
Miss.
So that's 6. The length is 6, the height is 6, the width is 6. All edges are 6. All right, so how do we find the volume?
Miss, by multiplying 6 by itself 3 times, or 6 cubed.
Okay, so volume of a cube is length times width times height. Or the cube, since the length is the same. All right.
Miss B.
So that would give what?
Miss D 216 centimeters cubed.
So 6 times 6 times 6 gives 216. Our volume is in cubic unit. All right, 34.
The figure above, item 34 refers to the figure below. The figure below, not drawn to scale,
So
shows
read
a
here.
sector of
Here.
a circle. The figure above, not drawn to scale, shows a sector of a circle, center 0. The length of the minor arc PQ is 8 centimeters. What is the length of the circumference of the entire circle? So that is a portion of the entire circle and 60 degrees.
Mm,
So to
mm.
find what's missing, we say 360 minus the 60 degrees to find what's missing.
No, they want the length of the circumference. They
Oh,
don't want what degrees. They don't want what degree is missing for the rest of the circle. That's not what they're asking for. They're asking the full length of the circumference the circle would take up.
oh yes,
All of
miss.
that they're asking. Okay. So how would we find that?
So it's 360 divided by 60 degrees, and then that multiplied by 8 centimeters.
So the length of the arc is 8.
8 centimeters, sorry.
So you're saying 360 divided by 60.
Multiplied by 8.
All right, so 360 divided by 60, and that gives 6 times 8.
48 centimeters.
Okay. Is there another way we could have set this out? So the 60 is a fraction of the 360. So we want to know is a fraction of what? Right? So 60 over 360 is equal to 8 over what? All
So
right, and we would
60x
say
is equal to 8
360
bracket
times.
360.
All right, so 360 times 8. 086 is 48. 8, 3 is 24, and 4, 28. And we divide that by 60. 288 over 60. Cancel. And 8 4 times. And 6 into 48. 8 times. All right, so that's another way we could work it. All right, Imani, 35.
Okay, Miss number 35. The distance around the edge of a circular pond is 88 meters. The radius in meters is Miss. So the distance around would be the circumference or the perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
The formula for circumference is 2 pi r, and
Mm-hmm.
they're asking for the radius, so
Mm-hmm.
it would miss it would be 88 over 2 pi, which
Mm-hmm. So
oh,
88 equals 2 pi r.
yes, miss.
R then equal to 88 divided by pi.
2 pi.
And they have the answer, so they didn't work out what
Okay, miss. So it would be D.
would be. All right, SR 36.
Which of the following statements is true about the perimeters of the figure A and B? The perimeter of A is equal to 24 plus 24, which is equal to 48.
All right, so the
And
perimeter of A, hold on. So the perimeter of A is 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12, which is 48, or 24 plus 4, 48 meters. Perimeter of B is what?
is 32 plus 18.
So 2 times the length, 2 times 16 is 32, plus 2 times the width, 2 nines 18, and that gives what?
50.
So we have 48 for A, 50 for B. So which of these?
The perimeter of A is less than the perimeter of B.
Which letter?
D.
Correct. Imani 37.
Okay, miss. The lengths of the sides of a triangle are x, 2x, and 2x centimeters. The perimeter is 20 centimeters. What is the value of x? Miss, so
So
that
let's
would,
draw the triangle.
yes, miss.
So one side is x, one side is 2x, and the other side is also 2x. So what kind of triangle is it?
Miss, an isosceles triangle.
All right, isosceles. So these two sides are equal on this one. All right, so and the perimeter is 20.
Yes, miss. So the equation would be x plus 2x plus 2x equals 20.
All right, so we know that perimeter stands around. So we add the three sides and make them equal to the perimeter.
Yes, miss. So that would give us 5x equals 20, and we're going to divide
Mhm.
both sides by 5, and that would give us the value of x, which is 4 centimeters, which is A.
Is equal to 4. Correct. It's
The area of a rectangle is 53.6 centimeters squared. If the length is multiplied by 4 and the width is halved, the area would then be
so to multiply something by 4
so it would
and
be
then divide it by
53.6
2.
centimeters squared.
If we're multiplying by 4 and dividing by 2, we're actually multiplying by 2.
Oh, so
That's
it
2
would
into
be
4.
twice the area of rectangle.
Mm-hmm.
So 107.2 centimeters squared.
Okay. So remember, the operation that gives the area of a rectangle is a multiplication operation, right? And multiplication is commutative, so it doesn't matter which two you're doing first. It's also associative. So length times width. So if we give the area, so if you're multiplying the length by 4, you're actually multiplying the area by 4. And then to divide by 2, so it's just the same as multiplying the area by 2. All right, Imani.
Okay, miss. Number 39. Each exterior angle of a regular polygon measures 45 degrees. How many sides has the polygon? Miss, so it would be 360 over 45.
Why 360?
Miss, because exterior angles add up to 360
Okay. The exterior angles of a regular
of a
polygon.
regular polygon. Sorry.
So what would this give?
It's, it would give us 8. So it's an octagon, which is B.
All right. Asar, number
The
40.
number of boys who chose football is for the items 40 to 42 refer to the diagram below, which shows the sports chosen by 160 boys who participate in a games evening at their school.
So they want the number of boys who chose football.
We can see that football is a 90-degree angle,
Mm-hmm.
so it would be a quarter of
Mm-hmm.
the 160 boys.
So a quarter times 160, and that
So
gives.
that's 40.
All right.
So the answer is
You
A.
notice, okay. You notice they have a 90 here. So some persons would look at it and say, okay, that's a 90-degree angle, and they would make the mistake and circle 90. But it's not asking for the degrees, it said the number of boys. So we have to work that the 90 degrees, which is a quarter of the circle, times the boys. All right, Imani, same pie chart.
Okay, miss. Number 41. The probability that a boy chosen at random participated in boxing is. Okay, miss. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
What you doing?
Miss, I'm cutting the circle into more pieces.
See boxing here? They give us the
Oh,
degree for
wait,
boxing.
never mind. I just realized. Okay, so it would be 45 over 360
Mm-hmm.
degrees. So we would cancel that down to 1 over 8, which is A.
Okay. Asar 42. Same pie chart again.
How many boys participated in cricket? So So cricket is cricket is 50, almost 50%.
No, don't estimate the percent. They gave you a degree here. So this is 45. That means this is 45. And tennis and cricket make the full 180. So you don't have to estimate. So cricket is 180 minus the 45. So how many degrees is cricket?
135.
All right. So knowing that now, how would you work out the number of boys who did cricket? The total number was what again?
160.
160. All right. So if you know the degree for cricket and you know the total number of boys is 160.
So 135 over 160.
Mm-mm. 135 over the full 360 degrees times 160. So we express this angle as a fraction of full 360 times the total number of boys. So work me through it. How do I cancel?
You cancel the zeros.
Okay.
And 4 goes into 16 four times.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 goes into 36 9 times.
Mm-hmm.
9 goes into 135. 1 15 times.
Mm-hmm.
And 15 times 4 is 60.
Okay, which number is that? Which letter?
B.
All right. Imani, number 43.
Okay, miss number 42. Which of the following is not a statistical diagram?
Read the
Mm,
options.
oh, A. Bar graph, B. Pie chart, C. Frequency polygon, and D. Modal class. So,
So
mi-
a statistical diagram is a diagram that's used to represent data given.
yes, miss. Miss, so bar graph and pie chart are statistical diagrams.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a frequency polygon.
Frequency
But
polygon is one as well. The modal class is not. The modal class just tells you,
just
because
tells
remember
you,
mode is
yes, miss.
the most frequent, right?
Yes, miss.
So that is an analysis of the data, not exactly a diagram to
Yes,
show
miss.
the data.
Okay, miss.
Um,
So it would be,
okay, so welcome Dinsmore. Thank you for joining us, our ever faithful friend. All right, so that is the right. So that's the all right. So we're 3/4 ways, almost, and almost exactly 3/4 way in terms of time. Asar 44.
A bag contains 2 red, 4 yellow, and 6 blue balls. The probability of drawing a blue ball from the bag at random is, so there are 6 blue balls, and
Mhm.
there are 12 of them in all.
So we add the rate, the balls 2 plus 4 plus 6. That's 12 balls in all, and 6 of them are blue. Okay, so what's the probability?
So probability is 6/12 or
6 over 12. Or,
1/2.
all right, which number is that? Which letter is that?
C. C.
Okay. Imani 45, taking us to
Okay,
the
miss.
three-quarter mark.
Number 45. Item 45 refers to the table below, which shows the frequency of scores obtained by students in a test. The modal score is miss, so the modal score would be the most frequent score,
Mm-hmm.
or yeah. So it would be 8, which is A miss, because the amount of students who got the score 8 is 12, which is more
Okay.
than the rest of the marks.
All right. So the frequency of the 8 is 12. 12 students
Yes.
got 8. Right. That's the highest. That's the most frequent score. Okay, so we're at item 45 and pretty much at an hour and a half. We can round it to that. So we're making good time. We have 15 items to go and half an hour to go. Asar number 46.
The arrow diagram above describes the relation.
All right, so what can
So
we say
x
about x and y? These are your x
2
values, these are your y values.
2 maps onto 4 and 6
And 8.
and 8.
Mhm.
3 maps onto
6.
6
And 4 maps onto 4 and 8. And 5 maps onto 5.
this x is a factor of y.
Correct. So the x values can go into the y values. 2 can go into 4, 6, and 8. 3 can go into 6. 4 can go into 4 and 8, and so on. Imani 47.
Okay, number 47. Item 47 refers to the figure below. The gradient of AB in the figure above is. Oh, okay. So, mm, miss, I'm not really understanding the.
Well, there are a number of ways we can do the gradient. Remember, the gradient is y2 minus y1
Yes, miss.
over x2
Over
minus
x2
x.
minus x1.
But the simple can do it. This chart is the change in y value over the change in x. So the change in y from here to here, that's 2, and the change in x would be 4, right? But let's find the point for b. So b from the origin is what? -1, -1, right?
Yes, miss.
All right, so b is -1, -1. And a would be 1, 2, 3, 4. -5 and
Negative
-3.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh,
-5,
yeah.
-3. So the gradient will be y2
Which is
minus
negative
y1
1 minus.
over x2 minus x1. So that would give what? -3 plus 1, that's -2. -5 plus 1
Miss 2 over
is
4.
2/4, and that's a
And
half.
that's 1/2, yes, miss.
Y is overrun the change in y, which is 2, over the change in x, which is 4. So that's a half.
Okay,
All right,
miss.
answer 48.
The arrow diagram below shows a function. Which of the following best describes the function?
So
f
what are
of
we doing to the
x
x
is equal
values?
to x plus 3.
All right, so you're saying
We're
whenever we add
adding
3
3.
to the x values, we get y. So 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus, sorry, 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 3, 11, 11 plus 3, 14. So we're adding 3 to the x values each time. 49, Imani.
Okay, miss. The range of the function x.
F of x.
Sorry.
F of
The
x
range
maps
of
onto,
f of x is x
maps
cubed.
onto. The arrow
For
is, we read it as maps onto.
oh, okay. The range of f of x maps onto x cubed for the domain -2, -1, 0, 1, 2 is. Miss, so we're cubing everything in the little braces.
Mm-hmm.
So -2 cubed is -8, -1 cubed is -1, 0 cubed is 0, 1 cubed is 1, and 2 cubed is 8. So that would be D, miss.
Correct. All right, number 50, Asar.
If a, b, and c are constants, the equation of the graph could be
So which of those equations could give a parabola that looks like that?
y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c.
Correct. All right, we can rule out B and D because the ax squared term is negative. A negative ax squared term would give a parabola that turns like that. So it can't be these two. And this one, even though the ax term is positive, it will be more centered around the origin. You notice this one has shifted away from the origin, so that means we're doing something different to it in here. Something extra is happening to it in here. So that's C. Imani 51.
Okay, miss, number 51. Oh. Which of the following represents the graph of a function? Miss, so
How do we know when a graph is a function?
miss, we have an x. What do you?
When a relation is a function, each x value maps onto only one y value. So look
Yes,
at those points that are plotted. Which one of them has the x values going to only one y value, not the same y value?
miss I, which is a.
Correct. So if you notice, for I, when x is this, y is that. X is this, y is something else. There is never a point at which one x value gives the same y value. For these ones, If you notice, they form a line over each other. So this value here on x would be equal to three different y values. It would correspond to three different y values here. Same for here. And this and this would be the same. So you should be able to draw a straight line down through a function and never touch more than 1 point. If we draw a straight line down here, we'd touch 2 points. We'd touch 4 points. We'd touch 3 points. The y values are the same. You see that? So this is the one that has no two y values the same. And that's a function. All right, ASAR number 52.
Item 52 refers to the diagram below of a construction with center A and arc BC is drawn with center B and the same radius the arc PCQ is drawn. What is the measure of angle BAC?
All right, so this is a construction. Um, so they don't necessarily give you any values, but the way it is done, um, drawing the line and cutting it here. So this angle in here, a B to A to C. All right, so this is how you draw a 60-degree angle when you're making construction. So the 90 would be there, and this is 60 degrees. All right, 53, Imani.
Okay, Miss 53. Item 53 refers to the right angled triangle below. In the right angled triangle above, tan theta is Miss, so tan is opposite over adjacent. So the
And this is theta here.
yes, Miss.
Mm-hmm.
Miss, so the value opposite to theta is 5, and
Mm-hmm. So that's opposite,
the adjacent side is 12.
and this is adjacent to theta. And tan is opposite over adjacent, so it will be what over what?
Miss, so it would be 5 over 12, which is
Which
B.
letter is that? All right. Asar number 54.
A ship sailed 8 kilometers due east from A to B. It then sailed 6 kilometers due north to C. Which diagram below best represents the path of the ship? From A to B, it went east. So the answer would be C.
Right,
Wait,
so 6 kilometers east and then 8 kilometers north. All
wait.
right, so that is C, right?
Oh yeah.
Mm. All right, Imani 55.
Okay, Miss, number 55. The image of a point P negative 2 to 3 under a translation 3 to 4 is Miss, so
So to get the image, we add the point to the translation.
yes, Miss.
So
So
negative 2, 3 plus
plus
4. So the translation is written as a vector.
yes, Miss.
So what's the image?
Miss, that would give you 1 and
So
7. 1
-2
7
plus 3 is 1, and 3 plus 4.
is 7, miss, which is D.
Okay, so 1, 7. Sorry, number 56.
Item 56 refers to the diagram below. In the diagram above, AB is parallel to EC. Calculate angle BDE.
So from B, so let's mark the angle. From B to D to E, so they want this angle here.
Angle ABD is
Mm-hmm.
equal
40.
to angle ABDC, ABC.
ABC.
Yeah, that angle at D is equal to
You
40
mean
degrees.
BDC. So, okay, so you're saying this
Yes,
and
miss.
this are the same. Okay. So you're saying this is 40. All right. And they
And
want
then
this one.
and then
But why
ADB
are these the same? Why we say that these are the
miss
same?
it's on the Z angle.
All right. So it's alternate angles or Z angles. Alternate angles are equal. All right. So if we know this is 40, so what's this then? Since they're
Then
on the
that's on
straight
the
line.
straight line. So
Mm-hmm.
it's equal to 180 minus 40 degrees. So angle
Mm-hmm.
EDB would be 180 minus 40 degrees, which is 140 degrees.
Is that?
C.
All right. That was what? 56. Oh, so it's 57 now. And then 58. All right, so 57, Imani.
Okay, miss, number 57. Item 57 refers to the diagram below. In the diagram above, the vector that translates PQ to P1Q1 may be described as miss. So, PQ is 1, 2, and
The vector that translates PQ to P prime Q prime. So this is the original. This is the original one.
yes, miss.
And this is the image. So just focus on either P or Q and see how much you need to move to get to the other. So from P to
Okay,
P prime or Q to Q prime. Which way, how many places you had to move on the X or and the Y.
miss. So,
So from P to P, we would have to move what?
2, negative, so 2 times on the X, or negative
Positive or
since,
negative?
miss, negative since we're
So
going
we'd have
to,
to move -2 on the X and then,
and,
so -2 on the X and then what?
and 3 on the Y, positive 3,
So 3 up on the Y. So it's -2, positive
positive
3.
3.
And same for the Q to Q prime, 2
Yes,
places back, 3 places up. So which one here would tell us that?
miss C, negative 2 to 3.
Okay. All right, 58.
Item 58 refers to the diagram below. In the diagram above, angle CAB is equal to 35 degrees, and AC is the diameter of the circle. Angle ADB is
So they want A, so they want this one. They want from A to D to be. So they want that angle. How do we work that?
Um, Miss, I forgot the laws of the circle.
All right, Imani, you want to pitch in for this one? We just did circle
Miss,
theorem.
okay. So the when the how do you say this now? The diameter touches the circumference, miss, then the angle would be so CBA would be 90 degrees, and since
All
the
right, so this angle here touches both ends of the diameter, and
yes,
we are
miss.
told that it's the diameter. So we know that's a 90 degree, right? The angle in a semicircle is a 90-degree angle. Okay, so if this is 90, okay, where we go from there?
Miss, so the segment or the line um BD miss, would it be 90, oh, sorry, 45 degrees?
This is 35.
Wait,
So focus on this triangle first. This is 90, this is 35. So this must be 90 minus 35, which is 55, right? And then we
mi-
can go to the next rule now. Angles in the same segment are equal.
segment.
So
Okay,
this is the same as the 55. These two angles are equal because they touch the same
the same.
chord.
Okay, miss.
All right, so the angle is 55. Which
55
one is
degrees, which
that's
is
A,
B.
right?
Yes, miss.
60. Okay, 59.
Okay, 59. A plane is heading in the direction of 45 degrees and changes course in a clockwise direction to 135 degrees. The angle through which the plane turns is miss, so it's going northeast and it turns clockwise to 135.
So we measure bearings from the north. So that's north. It's going on, so it starts here, it's going at 045, right?
Yes,
So
miss.
that's 45 degrees.
Miss, it passes through the 90-degree angle,
So it changes course, right? So it changes course and is now traveling at 135.
135 degrees.
So from
Okay.
there to there is a full 135. So they want to know the difference in here. So it will be the 135 minus the 45, which is 90 degrees.
Yes, miss.
And the
Miss,
last one, hmm?
miss, what? I'm not sure if it would give me the same. It would give me like the same thing over and over, miss, because I didn't do it like
What?
that. But what I did was I um made the point, the north point right here, and then went 45 degrees and went down to 135 degrees and saw that it passed through 90 degrees right here.
Oh, I'm not seeing clear though. I
Oh,
can't see.
mhm.
Or you can show me tomorrow.
Okay,
Send a
miss.
pic to me tomorrow, okay?
Yes, miss.
All right. Last question. Question 60. Asar, take this one.
In each of the diagrams shown below, A what?
A prime,
A
A
prime
prime.
is the image of A. Which of the diagrams show a reflection in the x-axis? Can you zoom in on the picture a little bit?
Okay. So we're looking for a reflection in the x-axis. So that's that one. And then this one here, which one shows a reflection in the x-axis.
Miss, the D
Hmm?
D no,
So you're saying this is a reflection, this is reflecting to the y-axis. This image is reflecting that one to the y-axis.
Miss B.
Right, so it's this one. So the image is reflecting using the x-axis as a mirror line. So the answer is, all right, so let me fix back my slides. All right, so the answer is B. That's a reflection in the x-axis. And we've come to our 60 questions, the end of our 60 questions. With some minutes to spare before 2 a.m. All right, so thank you, scholars, for joining us. And I'll see you tomorrow. We have our next live class. All right, so go and get some sleep,
Yes, miss.
and I'll see
Good
you
night.
tomorrow. Good night.
Night, miss. Night, sir.
Hello CSEC math students, I know you are busy preparing for your math tests and your CSEC exams coming up. I have a very important question to ask you. Do you like my new hat? Now, another important question. Have you ever gotten a math problem wrong simply because of making one little mistake? I'm sure you have, as thousands of other students have. Now, in this series, we'll be looking at the common mistakes that students make with all the topics in CSEC math. We're going to look at common errors, demystifying. Make sure you watch every video in this series so that you can avoid making those mistakes. So stay tuned. Scholars, did you know that most times when students get problems wrong in mathematics is as a result of one single error or one mistake? Well, this is absolutely true, and we're going to be looking at the common errors that students make in the different topics in mathematics. If we know the errors beforehand, we can certainly avoid making them. Come on, take my hand.